Hello and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. Today's guest is actually from the same county as me, by the way, Essex. In
Hey, big up, big up.
it. I think for us to say we're from Essex, like we're quite proud of it, but most
Yeah,
of the UK kind of think we're just, it's a shithole town or Towie. They
yeah,
associate that
yeah.
with us.
It's one or the other, one or the
And
other.
it's just, there's no in between, but we're going to
I mean,
prove
they're not
that
not too far
wrong.
off, but yeah.
I hate that stereotype, especially when we up north. Oh yeah, the NWS Essex, yeah, it's great. Nah,
Eh,
nothing like
that's-
that, mate.
yeah, I don't actually know anyone from Essex that actually speaks like that. Like, oh my god,
In it,
like,
it's very like
don't
just
know.
listen to Will Ospreay, if especially for the Americans, like you want to know what we kind of sound like. No,
Yeah,
don't really say bruv all the time, but
yeah, yeah. But that's just a good protocol to go from. Yeah, definitely.
awesome. But I'll leave the Essex talk now. That's done. But we are going to introduce today's guest, former Ignite Wrestling champion,
Hmm.
hard bitten, tough son of a gun,
Yeah,
silverback, and Godfighter himself.
yeah,
Corey
yeah.
Mcrae. Corey, how you doing today, mate? You're good.
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Busy as ever, but that's how we like it. Staying active.
That's it, mate. That's it. You're doing the media tour at the moment. You've been very busy.
It's
Last year was very busy for you. But before I do touch
very.
on the year you had and just your wrestling journey in general,
Mm.
I like to rewind the clocks and I want to discover
Let's
the
go
origin
back.
of Corey McRae. I want to
Yeah,
know,
man. Let's go back.
what was your introduction into pro wrestling?
Oh, well. So I want to preface it by saying I wasn't the type of wrestler that will sit here and go, "I used to watch it all the time as a
Yeah.
kid, grew up loving it." Very little. One of my friends at the time, is when we were much younger, introduced me to WWE. Beforehand, I always thought it was TNA.
Hmm.
TNA was the only thing that I saw on TV. So I watched that now and again as a kid. The likes of Curry Man and Shark Boy, things like that, the actual retro legends. But other than that, I watched that for a bit of John Cena here and there. And then eventually, one of my friends had his professional debut in Harwich. So I said, I used to go to school with him, hadn't seen him for a while. And I was like, you know what, I'll do my bit as a friend. I'll go down, I'll watch, I'll support, and I'll see what that's like. And then, yeah, it just got me hooked on there. I was like, oh, this is awesome. The playing on emotions, the storyline aspect of it. And I was like, that's not too bad. Like, I want to give that a go. So a few weeks go by and whatever. And then one of my other friends I bumped down to on a night out in Harwich where I live. He also was doing the wrestling at the same training school that at the Forest was. And I was like, thinking about coming down, giving this wrestling stuff a try. And he was like, yeah, come on down. This was a Saturday night. They have training on Sunday. So he said, come give me a lift in the morning. That way you've got to be there
Hmm.
and give it a go to see what you think. I was like,
Getting up
sweet.
early on a Sunday morning to do wrestling training does not
Yeah,
sound too appealing.
not too early to be fair. I think I'm trying to think what time. No, it was an afternoon session.
Oh,
It
okay, that's
was,
not too bad then.
yeah, I want to say 2 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
That's all right,
Uh,
actually. Tiny bit of
yeah,
laying.
yeah, especially as we lived like down the road as well, so it wasn't like
Yeah,
we had to travel half hour or an hour to get there. So you were back for dinner anyway.
nice. With the training, for someone that
Mm.
wasn't a lifelong fan, you kind of caught bits and bobs of it. You kind of
Mm-hmm.
went drifted in and out. But for you to kind of experience it, your
Mm.
first week or two with the training, did you
Mm.
find any aspects of it really difficult? The bumps, the rolls, just the drills in general. How did you cope with it?
To be fair, not too bad because obviously previously I'd had the martial arts experience, um, martial arts experience. So things like cardio, footwork, drills, forward rolls, backward rolls, all of those sorts of things was second nature to me at that point.
Hmm.
It was more the aspect of so what we used to do was everyone would stand up on the apron around the ring, and you would to warm up and get in. You'd get in, do a couple rolls, and then do every variation of a bump, and then get out. So that was quite weird. Obviously, getting a few practice goes, but then in front of everyone, like trying to bump, and obviously no one bumps gracefully at the
Mm.
start. So it was that was the weirdest part about it. But that's as far as training goes, for the basics and the fundamentals of it, that was the weirdest part, was bumping in like throwing yourself on the floor in front of
Yeah,
everyone. It was a bit of a
but just like
mind fuck,
repeating it
really.
as well, not just once, but just did a
Oh yeah,
non-stop,
yeah,
non-stop. Yeah.
yeah. Back bumps, side bumps, front bump, flip bumps. Yeah.
As you're more than qualified to actually speak about this, is this the
Mm,
reason why we see so many MMA fighters make that
mm,
crossover into pro wrestling, and that we've actually
mm.
seen it to be so successful, especially in recent years?
Yeah, yeah, I would certainly say so. I was saying on the previous podcast, the footwork from MMA or just stand-up work to wrestling,
Hmm.
it comes in handy so much. Obviously, being in a ring or in a cage, you're always wanting to dominate the center. So always having an idea where the ropes are, so you're never trying to hit a move too far over, close to the apron or to the ropes. So visually, it looks a bit better because you're always trying to work in the center. But actual physical footwork with maneuvers or within technical wrestling or just ring awareness in general and not tripping over yourself, that plays a huge part. Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly. So I'd say that's a big factor on why it always works so well.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I've seen so many like Matt Riddle, Brock Lesnar,
Mm-hmm.
Ken Shamrock, Shayna,
Yeah,
Shayna Baszler, and
yeah,
just
Shayna Baszler,
Rousey.
yeah.
I know she's been like the biggest fan of her as a person or whatever, but I think as a talent, she
Mm.
really did make that transition very well,
Mm.
and
Yeah, no,
did a good
definitely,
job.
definitely.
I actually want to talk to you about your MMA career. Actually, then when you talk about being in the cage, how many fights did
Mm-hmm.
you have?
Never had, what was it? Never had any pro fights.
Hmm.
There was a couple amateur ones right at the start. Literally in a sports hall, there'd be essentially six mats spread out in this sports hall, and everyone would just be crammed around. You'd do your weigh in, and then you'd all just go stand around your section. You just stand there, and you obviously get ready, get warmed up, and then your name would get called. And then you'd be two nervous wrecks standing across each other. I remember my first one got my arse whooped because it was my first one, so I was nervous as hell
Yeah,
anyway. And my coach told me that it was like semi light. It wasn't like full contact essentially. So in my mind, thought we were having like a light spar essentially, and then all of a sudden this dude just comes up, whack, and started lighting me up. I wasn't expecting that.
bit
Thankfully,
full
he
advantage
stooped.
then.
Yeah, full, yeah. I'm there, calm as can be in that situation, like ready
Yeah,
to semi-contact, which means you can't really go for knockouts, things like that. And then all of a sudden, big ass kid comes straight in, covered up. Was like, what the fuck's going on? Where he went wrong was he took me down, which gave me the chance to, because you're not in much danger in jiu-jitsu unless obviously someone's got a hold of one of your joints and is trying to snap it in half. For the most part, they've got to get to an advantage. So that gave me a time period to settle the nerves, settle what was going on, refocus, regroup yourself, and try and survive as long as I could. But obviously, still in the end, lost that match. And I think it was two more after that. Yeah, but we're talking 10,
time
10
ago
years
then.
ago, 9, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, long time ago. I've sparred training in a cage, but I've never actually stepped in the cage. But I'm looking to either do a white collar kickboxing, Muay Thai, or MMA match for charity or something like that
no.
sometime this year.
Ah, sweet man, sweet. I'll look forward to keeping up to date with you, and then seeing that fight, and then I know you're gonna win,
Yeah,
and they're gonna fuck them
yeah,
up.
of course. Well, of
Even
course it is.
sorry, it's for charity. It's for charity. Good luck.
Still, we can make money and we'll pass at the same time. Don't
Yeah,
worry, mate.
man. Do what you love and do it for good cause. There you go.
And do it for the money.
I will talk about the way you've incorporated your MMA into your wrestling style. But before I can
Mm-hmm.
do that, I want to know how long did you train before you made your in-ring debut?
Good question. I believe I started in 2018 training wise,
Hmm.
and I would imagine it was about 3 months till I was put on a training show. So the school that we were at had their training on a Friday and Sunday, and then every month at the holiday camp they would do a training show, just to get you that experience of, because same with a fighter punching a bag, anyone can look great on the mitts or on a heavy bag.
Yeah.
It's when you have to fight someone that's fighting back is when you can see who's good and who's not. So getting that experience of training with your friends and learning the moves with your friends and learning each other's stuff, but to then have to go and put that character on and do those things well enough in front of a crowd is a whole new game. So from the early, we were lucky to get that, whereas some schools haven't got the privilege of that. So 3 months. So when I went to training that first time, I was hooked straight away, and I didn't miss a Friday or a Sunday for about a year and 2 months, year and 3 months. And then I only missed a training session because I got booked in Ireland to wrestle for a week, so I had to miss a training session. But that's further down the line. But 3 months until I had my first amateur debut, let's say. And it was a fun old little entry. There was a fun.
I've got to ask, because I really like speaking to wrestlers about their debut, especially British wrestlers, just because their debuts can just be all kinds of stories. But I want to ask you about your official in-ring debut. Did you have any friends or family? What was the result? Anything go wrong? Did it go right? And also just the overall experience about your first ever in-ring match.
So yes, it was a bit of a Santina Morella entrance with getting picked out of the crowd.
Yeah.
I brought a few friends down that knew I was doing the spot anyway, and obviously we knew that I was doing the spot. Would sit front row in this crowd, and they were doing a rumble. And I think one of the other wrestlers was coming out on his entrance, giving everyone some lip, and obviously gave me some lip.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the show, before his match, and then when the rumble hit, his music hit, he come out, and then the next entrance was me. I come over the barricade, got in the ring, we done our thing. Now, as far as things going wrong, the other guy wasn't too good. The spots didn't go to plan, and he just said, "Oh, just kick me, like I deserve it, just kick me." So I was like, obviously being new as well, I was like, "Oh, sweet, bang, head kick." Big old bruise on his head after, bless him.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, I'll get some photos and send them over to you if you want to put them
Mate,
in here.
if you can, I can
the bruises there.
pass it in. Yeah. I've never
That
heard
was
in terms of someone actually being picked up the crowd, and I'm very surprised by this, to be honest. I mean, the way they did it with Santina is very unique. I know they did it. The only other time I can generally think about it was Earthquake in the 80s with the Ultimate Warrior. But besides that, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What were your friends like? Were they like trying not to give it away that you were going to actually be involved in this match, or were they just like so in the moment? They're like, yeah, fuck him up.
Literally that, yeah, a bit of both. In the moment, they were like, "Oh, here we go." I get stuck in.
Just watching you all show just like this. Like...
Yes, it's every number that hit, he just that. It's like a 1, 2, 2. But no, it was good, and it was weird because you didn't have that time backstage in Gorilla for you to do your entrance. There wasn't any nerves, it was all excitement. Plus I knew I was only doing a little, get in the ring, do your thing, get thrown out, so nothing too stressful. But my actual physical debut, oh my god, at that same camp show, the same thing, it was maybe like the next month or whatever it was, a singles one-on-one, if I'm guessing, against the same guy for a storyline purpose. I literally remember being backstage saying, "I don't want to do this. Why am I here? I don't want to do it." It's like I just remember that literally the curtain is right there.
Tell me more.
We're like 4 months. I'm 4 months in at this point.
Yeah.
Done that rumble, and obviously it's a whole new world to me. That curtain's there, the music's here. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. I hate this. Pretty like something happened where I don't.
What's the music, by the way? What was the music?
Still to this day, if I can get away with copyright music, it's El Chapo, the clean version by The Game.
Nice.
Yeah. So still from then to now, I still use that same song, but I do have a custom song for anyone that doesn't want a copyright song. But yeah, from that day, it just perfectly fitted the character, and so I've used it ever since. And it's got a nice cool trumpet and a beat drop. I love it. And again, it gets me this when I hear that music nowadays. It just boom, we're in the zone, ready to go.
Nice, nice. And with that debut, by the way, what was the result? I'm going to assume it was him.
I wouldn't. I don't have the first clue. So long ago, I would imagine. I don't know. You would imagine. You would like to think it would have been him, Oliver.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no idea. Again,
No worries.
nine odd years ago.
There was one match that I saw of yours, and I can tell it was a good couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was I stumbled across it. It was an intergender match with Sadie Gibbs in Essex.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so I
It
would
was at the motor show.
yes, and you are wearing some interesting pants in this, and you're
Oh,
doing a
yeah.
specific tune that a
Was it?
well-known Irish loudmouth fighter does. Please tell the listeners
See,
about this match
there
and
is
your
so
inspired.
much for that. There is so much, so
And
much.
it's viewed so much as well.
Oh, mate, honestly. So the Irish trunks is what I then went. So I debuted, wore these Muay Thai shorts, still
Yeah.
got them today. I then went to get me my first custom pair was these Irish trunks, and everyone thinks it was to do the whole McGregor thing, but it wasn't. It was a little tribute to my stand-up Muay Thai and MMA coach at the time, who used to fight in the exact same sort of trunks. He would wear skin-tight compression shorts with that was the Irish flag. So I was like, oh, that'd be a nice touch. I'll do that for him. Not thinking about
What everyone else is
like
gonna like see. Yeah.
yeah, what everyone else is going to see. So, and at that time, I looked a bit more like McGregor,
Mm.
being ginger and whatever, doing the walk and the
I bet it
stripes.
didn't help as well. Like he was everywhere at that time. Don't get me wrong,
Exactly,
he's a household name now, but at that time, like 2018, 19,
big,
you couldn't get away
big.
from him.
Exactly. So that was that, and then that was the reason why I got the island booking was because the Irish company was like a camp show that did tours, and they wanted me to do like a McGregor spin-off, rip-off sort of thing. So
Yeah.
that's how I got that. Forward now to that motor show with Sadie. That was a shit show. When I say it doesn't get worse, that's one of the worst matches at the start and the end I've ever had. So the start of the match, as you can see, it's in a field. There's a
Mm-hmm.
ring in a field. There is no entrance way. I can't remember what you can
I
see in the
don't think you can see
video.
the entrance right now. I think it's just literally one camera on a tripod and just
And that is because there wasn't one. And what it was me and Sadie sat behind a car together planning the match. We're still halfway through this match and our
yeah.
music hit. We're like, oh shit. So you imagine the car, Sadie comes out this way and I come out this way. Like, well, where have they been? Oh, I bet they hate each other because
Yeah.
they wouldn't literally come out the other side of the car.
Get out to the side. Oh, get out the driver.
Yeah, literally trying. We're putting this whole thing of like hating each other on, and we're like
Yeah.
just sat each other. It doesn't. It gets worse than that.
Fucking hell.
We had the match and whatever. Feel that is what it is. And then the end of the match, she gives me 3 Germans. And in the pin, I'm trying to think of what's next, and then all of a sudden I hear 3 ring the bell. I'm like, oh, what? Oh shit! I forgot to kick out.
Oh yeah. I noticed that. I was like, this finish is a bit odd. I think even someone puts in
Yeah,
comments
that's
like,
why.
"Oh, have they cut this
Yeah.
off?" Something. Oh, so it was
No,
like
yeah.
he puts the finish.
Yeah, she hit
Hell.
3 suplexes holding on, hit a bridge or whatever on the third
Yeah.
one. 1, 2, was meant to kick out for whatever was next, but yeah, totally forgot to kick out. Obviously, the 3 count hit, and we were like, whoops. So yeah, that whole thing was a disaster. But it's
We can
part of
laugh
the
about it
learning
though,
experience.
and it's
Yeah, looking back at it, it's a funny
we
experience.
can laugh about it now. I mean, I want to talk
Yeah,
about
of
some of
course.
the positive experiences that you had, like some of the top matches that
Sure.
I've seen. One that I saw that stood out to me was a match with Jodie Flush,
Sweet. Yeah.
British
Yeah, great.
wrestling legends. How was that for
Absolutely.
you?
It was a cool, very, very cool experience getting to wrestle a legend, getting to pick his brain,
Hmm.
learn some things. That was the first and only time I've taken a poison Rana. He was like, do you reckon you can hit that? And I was like, I'll hit whatever you want us to hit. Take. So, yeah, that was the first time I'd done that. I don't know, I can't remember how the match, I don't think the match went perfectly as far as I remember.
But it was only 1 or 2, but it didn't really didn't harm the match. That makes sense. I still really enjoyed it. It was very good.
Oh,
And
sweet.
the fans were into it.
Yeah, no, yeah. So it was again, so far back again, but yeah, a fun and important an experience of
Hmm.
wrestling someone of that level and of that caliber. Yeah, for sure.
Someone I think who's also quite similar to you, Chris Ridgway, who you had the match
Ridgeway,
with.
yeah.
That match was
Yeah,
very hard hitting, but it was very
yeah,
good.
man. Yeah, man. That was a very fun one. I think yeah, Speedball and then him were the only ones that were that sort of striking MMA
Mm.
background that I'd got to work. And again, I was absolutely green as grass. Didn't deserve to be in there with either of them.
Yeah,
So just getting that opportunity was a huge blessing. I learned so much, so soon, so quickly, because I was given those levels of opportunities at such a young experience. Um, that was fun. Obviously, Ridgeway leading that whole thing, planning that together was quite fun. It was an eye
yeah,
opener of what a striker can do planning a match. Because normally, for the most part, especially at training school, I was the only sort of like fundamental striker, MMA guy. Everyone else was a wrestler, so you sort of had to cater to that, which isn't a bad thing. You get to learn storylines and match structure with that. But then getting to be free and come up with cool combinations, sequences with another striker who obviously can wrestle as well was a cool eye opener to see like, oh, this is the levels that
mm.
is possible to take it. And then obviously we've seen what Ridgeway's accomplished since then, and it's just levels and levels above even back then.
Who else have you
Mm.
enjoyed being in the ring with then so far in the career? I will specifically talk about last year. I think that's
Mm.
your strongest year, as you say, but just in
Yeah,
general, like up to
sure.
that point.
I should have had a list of who I've wrestled because it's so bloody many. Yeah, Speedball, Erie last year. I believe that was last year. Um, Let me have a quick look. Hold on. Yeah, there is just so many I've had. It's ridiculous. Like I even forget how many people I have wrestled. Like the
James
names.
Storm, Mark
James Storm,
Kirby.
exactly. Yeah, being money a TNA big TNA fan
Yeah.
back in the day. That is a crazy thing for me. Having seen him recently in Germany, Unlimited is
Mm.
cool to
I
get to
can't
know
wait to talk
more.
to you about Germany. Like, it just I'm fascinated by that because I was
Yeah,
actually
man.
with Joey Legend not long
Yeah.
ago, and he was praising Unlimited Wrestling, and I know you are making a name for yourself there as well. Is it a battle royal that you won, or was it that you was involved in?
The first one with James Storm was some four-way. It was
Yeah.
me.
Oh
Funny
no,
enough,
I meant Unlimited Wrestling. Sorry,
oh,
not
Unlimited
only
Wrestling.
the one that I
Yes.
saw with James Storm. It was with you, Martin Kirby,
Yeah.
yourself, and Cara Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
won't spoil it because I'll send the listeners out to the match.
Yeah. No. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I think, and then me and Tate versus. Oh no, was it me and me and Tate versus James Storm and the Invisible Man? I think. We'd had a little fun match there.
Yeah.
But yeah, just quickly on that. Favorite matches, like you say, Cara Noir, ELP, Angelico, uh, Speedball, Volta, Chris Ridgway, Jody Fleisch, James Storm. Um, that's just some of the names there that I've had the privilege of having a great time with.
Yeah.
But yeah, to go, I would like to do a one-on-one with James Storm down the line, maybe in Germany. That would be a dream match.
Mm. But last year, you got to wrestle for many companies. Would you say that's your strongest year, by the way, as a talent?
Oh, absolutely, by
Yeah.
far,
Wrestle
without a shadow of a doubt.
Carnival, WXW, Unlimited Wrestling,
Yeah,
champion as well. Uh,
yeah.
you're making a real name for yourself, and then obviously
Mm.
2024 is just going to get better. But I want
Fingers
to know
crossed.
what's it like wrestling in Germany, and did you notice any specific differences in terms of the wrestling, the crowd,
Mm.
and just how
Mm.
like matches may be put together differently or not?
Not particularly, to be fair. I've put most of the matches together, obviously with agents and other superstars there that have given me feedback and whatnot.
Hmm.
Um, so there's sort of a blend on my style and their styles, but it's not a million miles off. So the fans, I would say, are a lot more passionate because
Yeah.
there's less shows on. Like I've had the pleasure of working for GWF, XWW, and Unlimited, three huge companies in Germany. And one thing they've all got in common is passion beyond belief, from the talent, the crew, backstage, the promotion itself, the owners, the fans, every single thing is passion,
Mm.
diehards. If they love you, they love you, and if they hate you, they certainly let your
You're
mind
gonna
out.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it is an incredible. Like, even as a heel, I literally for Unlimited Wrestling, if I come out with a heel character, boo, I could come out the very next day as a baby, like come out happy, and they'd cheer,
Hmm.
and they would cheer like they just love it. Like, whatever you're doing, because me and them have built a connection over these few years. They're like, whatever you do, we'll follow. And so with that, you just got to give them everything back, which is why I did that
Yeah.
ladder spot. I thought that'd be a
Oh,
great.
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, man.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
Stand
I
it.
still remember Flash Morgan Webster's face when I was like, "Can I do this?" And you're like, "And you want to miss?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, you mad bastard. So yeah, there'll be a hell of a spot. No, that was one of the only times I was like, "This will be a moment." So I have to do it.
How sore were you after? I'm gonna spice that clip in, by the way, as we talk.
Yeah, please. Yeah, have a take a look at that.
How was that, like the injury after? Not even the injury, but just the impact. What was your first thought when you actually landed on that ladder?
Well, so not to spoil it or ruin any illusion, but the bump itself was actually very nice.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting it to be, but in hindsight, of course, it would be because one of the ends of the ladder was obviously on the middle rope. So
Hmm.
any impact, it goes with the rope. So it cushions all of the impact. Where it went wrong was I had that have been overshoot or undershoot, or either overshot or undershot, and my thigh, the middle of my thighs, wrapped around the ladder, so it was just impact on the corner of the ladder. So the stomach and chest bump itself was lovely because of the spring off the middle rope and getting flipped off the ladder, so there wasn't any hard solid impact. But when my legs come around the ladder and just the thigh meat hitting the edge of the ladder, the next day I could barely walk.
Ah, okay.
Dead
Yeah,
leg.
it caught up with you eventually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like with finished the match, I was like, I praise God that I come on
Yeah.
unscathed out of that spot. Backstage all was good, and then it wasn't until I woke up to go get me flight in the morning, Sunday morning. I was like, oh, and the coincidence of this apartment was lovely, but it had your standard apartment room, but a
Yeah.
flight of stairs, like literally a flight of stairs to get to a hovering bedroom that was just in the building up. So the one time I get a bedroom that's upstairs was the one time that I couldn't walk. So in the morning when I was stiff, I was literally having to like, pick my legs up and sit down and scoot my way down the stairs. Oh, it
Yeah.
was hell. But yeah, worth it, of
I
course.
was gonna say, man, it's worth it though. We're talking about it right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
And those
that is
attendants, I bet
definitely
like
something.
they'll go back, you'll go back to the show, they'll see you maybe meet and greet before or after the show. Man, that was
Mm-hmm.
fucking amazing when I was there. I'll tell everyone about it. That must be
Yeah.
worth it in a way.
Oh man, big time, big time. The clip, like even the clip on Twitter, got good reception,
Yeah.
good views, and that. So just again, they can. I gain respect from the crowd for doing something like that for them. I then also get some eyes on me through clips and things like that. So it's a complete win-win. And just to take a couple of bruises on the leg, I'd do that every day of the week. I would, and if I'm in a ladder match, expect that spot again. Is what I'll say.
Man, oh, mate, you got some balls on you.
Yeah,
Fuck
man.
that. I mean, I'm a fucking fan. I'm a podcaster, but I'll never be a
Mm.
wrestler. Just see bumps like that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
but I
man.
applaud you, man.
You
I
got to be
respect
tough.
that.
You got to be tough.
Damn right, mate. Damn right. Tell me about your highlights from last year then. I know I mentioned the companies that you worked for and talk about
Yeah,
Germany
man.
and stuff, but just tell me about your personal highlights that year.
Personal highlights definitely winning, being a champion at World War Wrestling, which was a company that I'd started off with, like any new person in wrestling, hounding like, can I help with setup,
Hmm.
putting the chairs out, anything, just let me be a part of the show. So with Brett at World War Wrestling, I would set all the chairs out, help build the ring. So to go from that, and then I wrestled Ash Draven a few times there, had a little cool rivalry, which I learned some stuff from there. To then track to climb all the way up to champion and hold it for just over a year. That title was great. Same with Ignite, hounded CJ back when he had Clash with G Money. So then when he had Ignite, me and Harry Forrest Hayes, we had a wrestling match. Chris loved it, brought me in with Ignite as well. And then again, same thing, worked my way up the roster, won the title, held that for a year and 4 months. Done some incredible things there with incredible opponents there. The Germany's Hungary with Passion Pro, the boys over there, much love to them. Getting to see Austria, wrestle in Austria, Spain, Barcelona with Lucha Libre. And then on top of the names, on top of that, it was one hell of a year. I don't know how I'm going to top of this year, but we're certainly going to try.
What have you got planned for this year? I'm not saying like December. I know calendar's still maybe got a few spots left, but like next few months or so, just that you can.
Next few months, we're off to Germany. We are off to Germany. Hopefully, try and get some new debuts in as well. Nothing confirmed there, but as it stands, just Germany for now. But we're hoping that will change. But I'll move Unlimited Wrestling 6 times, I think, this year.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got that to look forward to, if nothing else.
I like the production as well, like the having the shows and the match quality as well. It's really good.
Unreal. Again, if you wouldn't mind splicing this, and I'll send you a photo. It's me.
Of course, mate. Yeah.
Well, that again as well won the title for one day, but I still won the title in Germany at Unlimited Wrestling. I got the photo of me. I don't know, you might have seen it, sitting on the stage looking at all the seats.
Yeah.
There, like you say, the production, the big screens, the entrance, the amount of people sitting there, unreal. And that I've gained a lot from that, because now, where if I hadn't have had that experience, doing a show like Progress or Red Pro in front of hundreds and hundreds would seem daunting. But now I've done it in front of 500 Germans who hate me and are booing me and are drunk. So it wouldn't seem so bad now. So it's a very, very good thing. If I was to ever retire, I would not retire for them. I would literally just wrestle for them and Ignite. That's how much love I've got for that place. I will never retire from Unlimited Wrestling. I'll be there as long as they'll have me.
Respect Ignite and Unlimited Wrestling.
Ignite are the place to be at the moment. They are growing. Chris and Hitting the Turnbuckle, when they help out, are doing an incredible job. So props. The
way they're promoting the shows as well, just who they've got on the shows as well and involved, and just look like a very well organised company.
Spot on. Absolutely spot on.
Hello there. I've got a special announcement for my next guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joe E. Legend, and I will be appearing on the What Do You Call It podcast.
Yeah, I had. The last question I have for you, Corey, is a fun question.
Oh, okay.
Dream dinner guests for your dream party, dead or alive, fiction, non-fiction. Doesn't even have to be wrestling, unless you're going to say Conor McGregor. Then I will exclude that one. I'm joking.
No, there would have been a time where he would have certainly had a seat at that table. I've had a thought about this, and I bet you might get one person on there. So it would be a John Cena. Purely for picking his brain for wrestling. There's plenty to talk about at that dinner. Elvis Presley, my favourite musician of all time, best to ever do it.
I don't know why I'm surprised by that. I'm not in a bad way. Like I love that.
No, of course not. I get it. I totally, you wouldn't expect it. I love all the old music from the 50s to 90s.
What do you think of the film, by the way? The Elvis film.
Elvis films. You got me there because I don't really.
The one that came out, like the.
Gerard. What's his name?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, with Tom Hanks doing the weird accent, like the makeup was a bit. Yeah.
No, I generally didn't mind it. He played him very well.
I thought he was good. Yeah, he was brilliant.
Tom Hanks' character also, to be fair, played what's his name? The promoters, managers. He played him very well. Almost a bit too good. He was a bit more of a sly bastard than they portrayed. But just Elvis. Absolutely. Anytime when I was first started wrestling or wrestling abroad, or anytime I was backstage and nervous, I would always listen to Elvis Presley, and that would settle my nerves and put me in the zone. So
from the game to Elvis Presley, I love that music, mate. I love it.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And the third one would be Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah. Fair enough. That must surprise you. No one said him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. God. We put God first all the time.
Yeah.
So it would be very good to share a table. We'd quite literally break bread and drink wine with him John Cena and Elvis Presley. I think that'd be one hell of a table.
That's wicked, man. I like that. Corey, where can the fans find you on social media, mate?
We have got my own YouTube channel at Corey Mcrae if you want to watch some of my matches, or just YouTube my name.
I binge watched a lot of them. There's really good stuff.
Yeah,
I would highly recommend it.
Thank you very much. And then Instagram, Twitter's, Facebook's Corey Mcrae, Instagram _Corey Mcrae. But yeah, you can find me anywhere and buy my merch. Drop me a message and then you can buy my merch.
Looks pretty cool, and I just like the overall look you got as well.
Thank you, bro.
See, like new gear and the gear's awesome as well, and the kick pads and the t-shirts as well. Who does the t-shirt?
We've got a few people. Yeah. My friend Forrest Hayes, Harry Mann, he done my most recent one, and we've got some of the guys over in Hungary he's done some of Osprey stuff. Huge name, Eric. So there's a mix and match of people. Who's not too busy and get quick turnarounds. Awesome.
I'll put the social media handles and the details in the description below so they can keep up to date and check out your merch as well. If you can all like this video, give Corey a follow, give me a follow, subscribe to his channel, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everyone.
Sweet. What's up, guys? I am the Godfighter, the villain with no remorse, Corey Mcrae, and you are watching the What Do You Call It podcast.